Good afternoon everybody, Saturday the 11th of January. Well, welcome back to Hewitt Park, the home of Yeovil Town Football Club for today's Bannerhammer National League match against Woking. This match is in association with New Balance, who are the league's official ball and kit suppliers. Special welcome to the officials and players of Woking, along with their directors. Special shout out to the fans in the Screw Things Down. 220-mile journey for you today, so thank you guys, and we hope you enjoy your time in Somerset. Alright, let's go through today's team. The Woking managed by Neil Hardley, number 22, Will Yaskalainen, number 4, Kean Harris, number 6, we welcome back Jamie Andrews. Number 7 is Harry Beautyman. Number 8 is Kevin, we also welcome back Dale Gorman. Number 12 is Innie Effion. Number 15 is Alan Chipson. Number 16 is Tunji Akinola. Number 23 is Jermaine Anderson. 27 is Dion Kelly Evans. And late number 11 is number 30, Francis Vincent. On the substitute bench, number 3, Jacob Jones. Number 9 is Aidan O'Brien. 10 is Lewis Walker. 11 is Devon Lewis. 21 is Ben Winter. 24 is Rowan. And 28 is Oliver Weller. Alright, Newman's back and he makes a starting lineup. In goal, make some noise for number 1, Ollie Wright. Number 5, Finn Cousin-Dawson. Number 6 is Jake Wall. Number 9, Aaron Jarvis. Number 10, and our captain, Frank Dubley. Number 14, Brett McGavin. Number 17, Sean McGutt. Number 19, Josh Sims. Number 24 is Charlie Cooper. 33 is Don Bernard. Let's hear it here at Park for number 35, Kieran McGuckin. On the bench for the Gunners this afternoon. Number 22 is Matt Gold. Number 8 is Matty Worthington. Number 11, please give a Hewitt Park welcome to Jacob Maddox. Number 20 is Pedro Morgan. Number 23 is Michael Smith. Number 27 is Harvey Greenspace. And number 30 is Ollie Hughes. The referee this afternoon is Paul Johnson. He's assisted by Richard Morris and Kenneth Morris. And the man with the ball is Oliver Spence. Okay, we've got 7 mascots here this afternoon. First one is Oscar Hart. Oscar Hart is 11 years of age. Oscar, who's your favourite Yeovil player? Matty Worthington. And what's the score going to be here this afternoon? 3-1 to Yeovil, we love it. Okay, we've got our youngest mascot of the day here is Harry Bond. Harry is 6. Harry, who's your favourite Yeovil player? Matty Worthington as well. What's the score going to be today? 2-1, we love that one. Henry Hiscock is 11. Henry, who's your favourite Yeovil player? Frank Dubley. And what's the score going to be here this afternoon? 2-0, amazing. Elliot Young, Elliot is 9. Elliot, who's your favourite Yeovil player? Jake Waddle, amazing. And what's the score going to be today, Elliot? 3-0, amazing. Finley Young, Finley is Elliot's brother. Finley is 7. Finley, what's the score going to be today? 2-1, and who's your favourite Yeovil player? Charlie Cooper, cool, make sure you walk out with him. Blakely Morrissey, Blakely is age 10. I could probably guess this one. Blakely, who's your favourite Yeovil player? Ollie Wright, and what's the score going to be today, Blakely? 3-1, lots of 3-1s, boys. And finally, taking up the pack, we've got Harry Harker. Harry is 10 years old. Harry, who's your favourite player? Brandon Gavin. Okay, and what's the score going to be today? 2-1 to Yeovil. Okay, it's absolutely freezing out here. They've got their layers on. Let's hear it for our this afternoon's mascots, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, boys. Go and get yourself warm. Go and get yourself warm. Well done. Okay, our match sponsor this afternoon is Yeovil Roofing. They have been established since 1978 and are well known as extensive for their respective company that is today. They pride themselves on their reputation for expertise and craftsmanship and reliability.
Good afternoon, Adrian. Good afternoon, everybody listening as well. There were lots of concern about the pitch heading into this game at Hewitt Park, but thankfully we do have a game, and the pitch looks spectacular, I've got to say, considering the very harsh weather we've had in these last few days. It's been a great start for Neil Audley since he joined Woking only a few weeks ago. 4 games, 3 wins and 1 draw. However, they still haven't won away, Woking, since August. We'll see if that changes here this afternoon. They make one change. Jamie Andrews comes in to the side for Matt Ward, the first time he's not in the starting 11 in the National League. Yeovil make 3 changes to their side, hoping to bounce back from a 2-1 loss against Forest Green Rovers on New Year's Day. Kick-off just over 20 minutes away.
Our new main stand sponsor. The fixtures come thick and fast. 3 games in 6 days for Yeovil, so we're next away to Ebbsfleet. That's this coming Tuesday, 7:45 kick-off for that one. And then next up at Hewitt Park, this is going to confuse everyone. We're here on Friday the 17th of January, where we entertain Gateshead, and it's a 7:30 kick-off for that one. So Friday the 17th of January, Gateshead here, 7:30. We look forward to seeing as many of you here as possible. Just a quick reminder about some safety and ground regulations here at Hewitt Park. Hewitt Park is a smoke-free stadium, so please no smoking in the ground. This does also include vaping as well. For the safety of all supporters, please refrain from standing on any yellow steps that you may see around the ground. And for the safety of our staff members, body cameras are being used across the stadium.
So where are you based, Stuart?
In the Midlands.
All right.
Quite away, but yeah, I work with Nottingham mostly on match day football.
Right.
And Tim sent me an email and said he needed someone for this game, so I said, I've done commentary, so I come.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
Have you seen the lineups, by the way?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I haven't seen. I was going to work out. I don't know their formation. I probably know our formation.
Well, over there they've been back 5, but
right.
Well, I thought it would be 4, but they've gone 5 over there.
What for Yeovil?
For Yeovil,
yeah. We're a back 4.
Yeah. I wonder, I didn't know if Matt Ward was injured or not, but he must be. He's not in the squad at all.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is he?
But I can mention that, and I won't say definitely, but I'll say, what the rumour I've heard is that it's a precautionary thing for a bit of a tweak, but.
It's surprising not seeing him at all.
Yeah.
It's quite everything like that.
Now.
I don't think we're going to get each other in the ears this time.
There's nothing coming through, is there?
No, exactly.
There's no radio, is that?
No. So what I just did for my update was Cam phoned me. And
why was that?
Because I can't hear.
No, but why? Because normally we can.
Apparently there was a problem last week as well. I don't know why, but they just can't hear the program. It comes in very briefly sometimes.
Right. Okay. But they can definitely hear us.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I've just been on yet.
1, 2. Oh, I'll go. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Tested both of it.
1, 2. Yeah. Take one.
How are they going to set up behind Effion? What's it going to be?
I'll have a look in a minute. I'll just
Right, okay.
That's my guess, but I know it could be Gorman goes there, and then you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 across the middle, and then beyond, you've got Vincent coming up this way. I don't think he'll come up that way.
Alright.
Thank you. Have you got a copy? Have you got a...
I've got a guess for Yeovil. So...
Whereabouts in the Midlands are you? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie Cooper in the middle. Yeah. 14, 9, Aaron Jarvis. Then we've got Tim. Is that Okay, thank you. So, where I put number 8 is number 5, is it? Spin, comes and Dorothy.
Sorry, 8 is going into place. Just keep an eye on where he's whether he goes in the back 5 or whether he scores.
Quite hard having McGavin, McGurk and McGurkin.
Starting 11, looks like this, make some noise, each goal, number 1, Ollie Wright. Number 5, Finn Cousin Dawson. Makes a noise, number 6, Jake Waddle. Number 9, Aaron Jarvis.
Sorry?
Number 10, our captain, Frank Newbury. Number 14, Brett McGavin.
And I tend to come in when there's a lull or the corner and the others come in and as you were.
Number 24, Charlie Cooper. Number 33, Don Bernard. And he's back till the rest of the season. 35, Kieran McGuckin.
Do you want to start after this
afternoon? Number 22, Matt Gold. Number 8, Matthew Rollington. Number 11, we also welcome Jacob Maddox. Number 20 is Pedro Borges. 23 is Michael Smith. 27 is Harvey Greenslade. And 30, young Ollie Hughes. The referee staff is Paul Johnson, assisted by Richard and Kevin Morris, and the whole committee is Oliver Spender. Okay, some of you may know that after the Eastleigh game, there was a tragic, all of a sudden, cardiac arrest that needs to be seen to. Members from Eastleigh, as well as Yeovil Town Medic, came to the rescue, and we're really, really pleased.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hewish Park for this National League game between Yeovil Town and Woking. It is a pretty cold winter's day, overcast, but the pitch looks good. Thankfully, it's one of only 3 National League games going on this afternoon, and we're very much looking forward to this. Yeovil Town 12th place, just 4 points off the playoffs, with roughly half the season to go, and Woking 17th, rather looking over their shoulders, 5 points off relegation, although since Neil Ardley's come in, that has looked a lot less likely in this month of January. Myself, Ian Illyrian, Ian Nicholson will be with you for this one. The players are in the tunnel at the moment, just ready to go in a few moments' time. You can see them preparing themselves for the moment. Kick-off about 5 minutes away. But Ian, good afternoon. Good to be alongside you.
Yes, Ewan, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you indeed. It's an important 2025 for Woking, but what a great start to the year they've had, and what a great start Neil Ardley's had.
It's been very good, very impressive.
I would say, and I think Neil Ardley will be the first to say, none of the performances have been the complete article. There's still a lot to work on, but the results have been very promising, and as you were saying, Woking looking up the table a little bit more than looking down now, which is always nice. And I was at Woking training yesterday, and there's a smile on people's faces, there's a bit of chatter, a lot of banter, and it's obvious that players are just feeling a lot happy, and now that a few results are coming in. Although I have to say, as somebody who's followed them all season, they had a high regard for Michael Doyle as well, so there's no comment on that. It's just, but obviously the results bring happiness, and they're settling into a new regime.
Yeah, these teams as well. What about the test today? 5 positions between the two of them. As I say, one team sort of looking up, Yeovil looking at the playoffs maybe, 4 points off of those going into this afternoon. Woking only 5 points off relegation, but there are only 5 positions between them. I think it's going to be quite a close game. What do you make of it?
I think it will. I think it should be quite a good game. Mark Cooper, I just saw he did a pre-match interview. He said, Woking now are, in his words, easier on the eye, and and obviously confidence will be higher. So I think I'm hoping for a good game. Yeovil's always hard. You always get a big crowd as well, which is great. You get a great atmosphere here, and I'm sure a lot of the Woking boys will be really up for playing in front of a bigger crowd like this. So no, I'm looking forward to today.
Yeah,
long may it last.
Yes. We've got a great atmosphere in here. The crowd is filling up nicely here in Hewish Park, just about 5 minutes or so before kick-off. There is one thing though that is slightly wearing on me a little bit, if you like, ahead of this game. A lot of optimism for Woking at the moment, but they've still not won away since August against Edgefleet, who are still bottom of the table, of course. How much of a problem is that? How much of that is psychological, do you think? How can they get over that maybe this afternoon?
I think a lot of the psychological would already have been handled through the last few games. I doubt if it's playing on the minds. I mean, their last away game was at Aldershot. They were terrific for the first 40 minutes, and in the end held on a bit, but they showed that they have it in them, and I suppose home and away they're all games, aren't they? And I think they'll just be looking at the last few games and be pleased with how they've done.
Woking make just the one change ahead of this game. Jamie Andrews has come in for Matt Ward, who has tied the most appearances of anyone this season, along with Will Jaskalainen, who starts in net again for Woking. It's going to be interesting to see how they cope without Ward for the first time in the National League, and Jamie Andrews coming in. It's a bit of a surprise, but other than that, it's an unchanged side, which suggests a bit, since the last league game I should say, not since the trophy game, that suggests some stability there, doesn't it?
There is. Neil Ardley has said he wants to be stable. He's even kept with the same team in the first few games, even though there are players who could well have come in. So the other thing before the teams come out that I'll say about Matt Ward is that I don't think Woking fans need to worry. I think I'll ask Neil Ardley in the interview after the game, but he's not gone anywhere, and I suspect it's just some sort of precautionary thing. He's a young player getting used to sort of playing a full season, so the occasional game rested may well be important.
Here come the teams out of the tunnel. It's Yeovil Town versus Woking in the National League. Both teams mid-table for the moment, but with different ambitions by the end of the afternoon. Yeovil just 4 points off the playoffs coming into this round of fixtures. Woking trying to pull themselves away from relegation. They're in their yellow and blue away kit, with Yeovil in the traditional green and white. And they're about to just go through and shake hands with the referee Paul Johnson. Two linesmen, Richard Morris, Kevin Morris and Oliver Spender, the fourth official, along with the opposition team. Yeovil themselves making 3 changes ahead of this afternoon's fixture. Frank Nubler comes in for Kofi Shaw, who's in a great run of form but got sent off against Forest Green Rovers on New Year's Day, so he's been replaced because he had to be. Finn Cousin-Dawson is replacing Matt Worthington on the right side of defence, and Kieran McCucken is back in again for his second loan spell at Yeovil just this season. He's in place of Morgan Williams at centre-back, so they are changing formation as they often have done this season, Yeovil at home. here at Hewish Park. As I say, Woking just the one change for them. Jamie Andrews coming in for Matt Ward, so it'll be Will Jaskalainen in net. On the right side of defence, we'll have Dion Kelly Evans in the middle of the park. In defence, it will be Tunji Akinola and Cian Harries. On the left hand side, Adam Chickson. Just in front of them will be Gorman. Then Vincent will be in the middle of the park as well with Anderson. And then further up front, Buterman and Effiong, supported by Jamie Andrews. Effiong in a great run of form himself, of course, having scored 3 goals in his last 4 games. Some pictures being taken off in the middle just before the match. The Woking players in a huddle just talking about how they're going to start this game, and hopefully it's a good start for them. We'll see. As I say, haven't won since August away from home. The referee shakes hands with the captain, and they will both go off into a huddle now. Important to get off to a good start as always, but especially for Woking. I was talking to some people here at Yeovil about the fans and how they can get on top of their own players if they're not starting very well. Maybe the Woking team can use that a little bit to try and get ahead early in this match. Yeah, I think we've seen that over the years many times, particularly ex-league clubs where probably expectations are a lot higher, and the Wrexhams or the Oldhams or the Rochdales, and if you can keep these teams quiet and then maybe a few mistakes come, suddenly the fans really get vocal. So and you just hope you can do that. On the other hand, if you go behind, the fans can be like a real boost to the home side. And there you can hear them perhaps in the background. There is a decent crowd in here today. It's a very cold afternoon, and I suspect some supporters were not expecting a game at all, but this is one of the very few National League games that are going on this afternoon, and we're very pleased that it is. Jamie Andrews has the ball in the centre spot. The referee blows his whistle and we are underway. The referee has stopped play again. I think some of the Woking players perhaps a bit eager to get onto the opposition half. Eddie Effiong looking a bit sheepish there as he walks back, and also a smile on his face. What a great run of form he's in. 3 goals in his last 4 games. On his 3rd spell at the club, he's scored more goals for Woking than he has in any other club, and that's saying a lot for him. He's been around the leagues and around the clubs, that's for sure. It's Akinola, who are now properly underway. He boots it up from centre-back position right into Effiong, who leaves it for Buterman. Briefly has hold of the ball, but it's intercepted, not very far away though. Anderson picks up the ball, he's tripped. Referee has his whistle on his lips and hesitated, but gives the free kick. Jermaine Anderson been on the sidelines, injured a lot of the time, but he's had a run of a few games now and seems to be getting a bit stronger every game. And there's no doubting his class. I think he played in the Championship at 16. He's a top player, but he's really struggled with injuries over the years. But good to see him get a run of games, and hopefully his improvement will continue. Yeah, 28 years of age now, but was part of the Arsenal youth setup back in the day when he was a kid. Dale Gorman currently holding the ball. The free kick being taken about 10 yards or so outside the penalty area, just left of centre. Woking player standing in the way at the moment. It looks like some sort of routine. Gorman is going to get the ball here, flicks it in, and it's too hard. Collected by the goalkeeper for Yeovil, Ollie Wright. Yes, Jamie Andrews just laid it off there, Dale Gorman, but the kick in was a bit overhit really. Yeovil will bring the ball out and try and get a throw in, but they won't. Adam Chickson will pick up the ball, throws it to Anderson, out to Gorman, who loses it. He's had that stolen from Aaron Jarvis, and Yeovil have got the ball back, just with their centre-backs. They'll try and play out from the back. Looks like they're trying to get the foot on the ball here, rather than come forward with blinding pace. They're just trying to get some possession before they do anything silly with it. Eventually they'll hoof it forward towards Jarvis again, who's beaten by Akinola, although not for very long. Here's Nuble now on the right hand side. It's going to be overlapped now by Bernard. Into the middle again for Charlie Cooper, former Woking player. Now out wide again. Very patient but nice build up from Yeovil at the moment. Back into Cooper here in the middle of the park. Nice passing through the midfield, but not especially going anywhere with it. finally broken up briefly, but they've still got it on the left hand side. Jarvis slips though from the striker position, and they lose the ball. Effiong challenged there, but Woking on the ball again here on the right hand side with Andrews trying to get his foot on the ball, but oh dear, what's gone on there? Challenge in the middle of the park. We've already got a yellow card to Charlie Cooper.
Yeah, immediately I think it was a bit of a tussle for the ball, 3 or 4 players in there, and Charlie Cooper's hand was up a bit, and caught Dale Gorman, who went down immediately, but not deemed, the referee was on the spot, not deemed to be worth anything more than a yellow card.
Quite early to be walking on eggshells on a yellow card.
Yes, it is, especially for a midfielder.
Yeah, quite. He played the 2020-21 season, by the way, for Woking, in case you can't remember. Made 39 appearances that season.
Solid player, good with set pieces, bit of a quarterback style player, which Dale Gorman can be as well in his style, so likes to hang deep and put in that telling ball.
Woking take the free kick and win a throw in down the right hand side. They'll bring it back now to Akinola in centre back position, across to Cian Harries, up to Effiong. It's a bit too tall even for him, and it goes back to the Yeovil goalkeeper. Hoofed up forwards.
Ooh,
from
lots of
not very
space
well.
there.
Yeah, here goes Nubile was free, but turning round and just checking his run there is Sean McGurk brings it out wide now, and Yeovil being very patient, I've got to say, in their build up here, very patient indeed. Here is McGurkin, who's fouled one of the midfielders for Woking there. Dale
Gorman jumped in between the ball and and then looked up pleadingly at the referee and got the free kick.
He's won a couple of free kicks already in a similar manner. No clear-cut chances in these first 5 minutes. You're listening to commentary of Yeovil Town versus Woking. BBC Radio Online. BBC Radio, coverage of every Woking match this season. Next of which is midweek in the Cup on Tuesday night. Akinola wins a header there out to Gorman, who heads it to Jermaine Anderson. He's got space to turn, still in his own half. Adam Chickson now on the ball, left hand side of defence. Anderson dropping very deep. Peterman was screaming for it there, but he didn't get it. Now he might. No, that's not a very good chip, I'm afraid, from Cian Harries. And so here come Yeovil. Not very quickly though. Harries wins it back, and Woking have the ball back. Here's Gorman, hoofs it up to Buterman. Can't get the ball though, and Yeovil have it back. Frank Nubile dropping deep now, and passes out nicely actually across the defence there. So Yeovil can get some possession maybe. Here is Brett McGavin. Scored in the reverse fixture, Yeovil's 2-0 win away at Woking, which was only a few weeks ago. It's a fairly quick turnaround for these two to play each other again. Jarvis being pulled all over the place there by Akinola, and they've got it now. Yeovil on the left hand side, big chance here on the left hand side. Ball blocked there nicely on the right hand side of defence by Kelly Evans. First time he's had his foot on the ball the entire game, and Woking get themselves out of a tricky situation there. Yeah, first bit of pressure really for either side there, but Woking handled it quite well. They Kelly Evans marshalled the ball out, and then Frank Vincent brought the ball away, but good build up there. Well, both sides are looking to play it to feet, and good build up. And looks like we've got a Yeovil player down now with the physio on, and it's always a bit worrying when there's no tackle involved, nothing there, just went straight down. It's a cold day as well. You don't want to be having a knock, if you like. No. It's very painful in these temperatures. I mean, sometimes you get these suspicious ones, don't you, where the player goes down and you think, oh no, this is just a tactical go over and get, but I think 7 minutes in is a bit early, really. Yes. I mean, Ollie Wright went down in the Forest Green game for Yeovil when I think maybe they just got a red card and it was 1-1 or something at some point in the game anyway, and that was, you don't get many goalkeepers just going down off the ball, do you? So, I mean, it's usually the goalkeeper goes down, because of course the goalkeeper can't be asked to leave the pitch. And the outfield players, of course, can go over to the manager and have a chat. Manager, by the way, for Yeovil Town is is Mark Cooper. Has been for a while actually. He's taking charge of his 116th game for Yeovil Town this afternoon. He is the man who got Forest Green Rovers up through the playoffs of this division, the National League, 8 years ago now in 2017. He'll be hoping that he can get Yeovil Town into the playoffs if possible this season. Looks like play is going to be able to resume. We will have a couple of minutes of stoppage time, I would have thought, at the end of this half. As a result of that, it'll be Dean Kelly-Evans who will throw the ball back in to Gorman, who'll get the ball back. Akinola boots the ball away from that difficult situation, but Gorman can pick it up again. He's got space to give it to Adam Chickson now. First touch passing with Buterman, and he's advancing forward now over the halfway line. Here's Effiong, who can turn. Nicely done again between Kelly-Evans and on the right hand side. There's Cian Harries. Lots of shouting at the moment from the Yeovil fans that they're defending, but it's just slow build up from Woking at the moment. Here comes Jermaine Anderson. He gives it to Gorman. Out wide to Akinola. Backwards again to the halfway line. And pushed off the ball there, but no foul given on Vincent. And so here come Yeovil in the middle. Here's Charlie Cooper. He's got options, but he can't quite get to the ball. Anderson, bit of a half-hearted tackle, but he did enough. Frank Nuble's on the ball now for Yeovil Town. He cuts inside pretty slowly, dinks the ball through though. Nicely done to McGurk. Oh, it's across the penalty area. That was the first big chance of the game. Sean McGurk. It was a cross really rather than a shot, I think, but there was nobody there to tap it in.
Yeah, it could have been either really, and in the end it was neither, and no one was on the end of it. But the first real danger from either side, really positive attack there from Yeovil, and McGurk got it across well. But Woking a little bit, I think they're a little bit lax in the build-up there. You know, a few challenges that didn't really get stuck in on, and Yeovil looked to capitalise.
Still 0-0 between Yeovil Town and Woking. That's the first big chance of the game for Sean McGurk, on loan from Swindon down here at Yeovil Town. Don't think he's got very long left on his loan, by the way. We are in the January transfer window. Can be like a bit of a circus sometimes, but that's the first big chance of this game. Yeovil Town have got it back pretty quickly. Woking's goal kick didn't come to very much, I'm afraid, and so they've got lots of time on the ball. Here's Brett McGavin from the midfield, straight into Jarvis, who flicks it onto McGurk, who's now got it out wide. Yeovil coming really forward now very quickly. Oh, and a blocked cross there. Thought there were hands involved actually from Dan Kelly-Evans, but no, it's a corner to Yeovil Town.
Yeah, there were a few half-hearted appeals. The referee was unmoved, and a corner. But again, good build-up. That's a couple of times now Yeovil have really built up and opened up Woking just a little bit.
It's going to be Charlie Cooper who will take the corner, the former Woking player a few years ago. Just puts the ball down on the in the area now. Just takes a few paces back, be right-footed, one arm in the air, lofted in quite nicely, but claimed very nicely from Will Jaskalainen, who boots it up immediately, and it's a decent ball as well. One to chase onto for Vincent, but he can't quite get there just in the nick of time. Sims got back from the left back position and collected the ball, and Yeovil have it again.
Bit sloppy from Yeovil there, giving away a throw-in. Went under no real pressure, so throw-in for Woking.
And they've got it in about halfway into the Yeovil Town half now. Few options, but it's a bit of a melee down there, I've got to say. They've won it back though, Yeovil, and here they come all over again. Good trickery there from McGurk, who gets it away to Sims, and they've got the ball all over again. Yeovil, they've had quite a lot of possession this game so far, I've got to say, but not sure Woking will mind that too much as long as they create the chances. Here's Sims in the left-hand side of defence, up to McGavin, who drops deep. There's a lot of appearances in the National League this season for Yeovil Town, as Brett McGavin, key part of their outfit this season. Now up towards McGuckin. Oh, and he's lost the ball. He's rather got tripped over himself there. Gorman into Andrews, who gives it back to Akinola. Now Kelly-Evans on the right-hand side, and it will go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Will Jaskalainen. now the only player for Woking to have started every game, because Matt Ward, in case you weren't with us earlier, is out of the side for the first time this league season. Zakanola across the defence to Cian Harries, gives it back to Akinola in the defence, striding forward with it, although gives it straight back to his centre back partner, then out wide to Chickson, up forwards to Anderson, who gives it straight back again to Harries. You could call it slow build-up or aimless passing. I don't know which you'd rather.
It's keeping possession. It's the modern way, and it's it can be stultifying, but on the other hand, it can sort of really, you can see teams really gradually move up the pitch and then sort of look to strike. But you've got to have the right quality of players to do that, and Woking have certainly been doing that a lot better in recent weeks.
See if they can just get a bit of pace into their attack in these next few moments. Not sure they've been in the penalty area yet of Yeovil Town, actually. Just about 15 minutes in here from Hewish Park. And while we've been chatting for the last minute, they've not really got any further up with the ball, I've got to say. They've still got it, Woking. Now back to Jääskeläinen, though, in the goal, just outside of his own penalty area. Now into the middle of their own half, with Cian Harries, who gives it to his centre-back partner again. Tunji Akinola, who turns back and gives it back to his partner, who gives it to Gorman, who's dropped deep now into a sort of third centre-back position. It is the modern way, isn't it? It is the way forward. Here they come, though, into the opposition half. Woking. Anderson's dropped very deep as Adam Chickson goes up forward into almost a left wing position now. Anderson gives it back in the middle. Effiong's in a very deep position himself, and here we go. Guterman now with a bit of space on the left hand side. He can give it to Adam Chickson, who might have been offside there, but no, he wasn't. The Yeovil fans certainly think he was. Here comes Gorman. He's on the edge of the box. He's going to strike. Deflected. Oh, very nearly in the goal. I'm not sure whether the keeper got a hand to that or whether he needed to. However, that was pretty close and the best chance so far for Woking.
Yeah, an awkward bouncing kick shot there from Dale Gorman, and almost it's the sort of thing that could have bounced over the keeper, but he got a hand to it. Also, there is a question, as you say, whether it was destined for the net or just wide. But anyway, whatever, there's a corner for Woking now.
And it's going to be the man who took the shot who will take the corner as well. Dale Gorman picking a load of mud out of his boots before he places the ball in the area and lines up to take his corner, right-footed, doing a bit of traffic control first, whistling at someone, and the rest telling him to get on with it. He's not happy with the setup, but anyway, he's going to take the corner. Left arm in the air, right-footed, floated in quite nicely, but collected by the keeper in a very similar way to Yeovil Town's only corner of the game so far, and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, it was neither near post nor far post really, in the middle of the 6-yard box. Woking have tended to favour, they quite like the long corner to the beyond the far post, then get the header coming back in, but whatever was the thinking there, it was comfortably taken by the Yeovil keeper.
I think the thinking of Dale Gorman was not the same as those in the box, to be honest. He was whistling at them, he was directing them and all sorts, but he couldn't quite get them to do what he wanted. Anyway, the chance goes away and Yeovil Town have the ball again. This is Finn Cousin-Dawson, who's in the centre-back position. They do seem to be playing with a sort of back three here to Yeovil, although Frank Nouble, who in a back 3 or 5 would be the right back, is miles forwards.
He's been virtually left wing all game, hasn't he?
So I can't quite work out what they're doing. They seem to be 5 at the back on the left hand side and 4 on the right, but anyway, we'll see how that plays out over the course of the afternoon. On the ball is Jake Wannell here. Started in their 2-1 loss at Forest Green Rovers on New Year's Day. Yeovil Town haven't played since then, by the way. Know that Woking haven't played in the league since then, but Yeovil Town haven't played at all. It's been a nice 10 days off for them over what's normally quite a busy period.
Yes, well, yeah, it's as you say, the games come, and there were less games this Christmas than had been the case in previous years. There was there's often a game between Christmas and between Boxing Day and New Year. There wasn't one this year, so they had quite a long break.
Woking on the ball again in the back 4, rather not going anywhere with it just for now. Cian Harries picks it up just inside his own penalty area, hoofs it forward to Chickson, who's not quite tall enough to get his head to that, and so Nouble is on the ball now, hassled and handled by Jermaine Anderson, but he's still able to get the ball away. That wasn't a very good challenge from Andrews, and well, I think he's almost a bit lucky to get away with that yellow.
Yeah, he tried to do that whole reverse tackle thing and didn't really manage it.
Didn't go well at all.
But Woking on the break here.
Here come Woking on the right hand side, and I'm afraid that is going to peter out very quickly indeed. The only other National League game going on at the moment, by the way, is Boston versus Ebbsfleet, and still 0-0 there. We're very lucky to have a game this afternoon, I've got to say.
Very.
I put under the pitch. I've got to mention this earlier. Pitch looks spectacular considering the weather we've had. Cian Harries just able to snuff out the start of an attack, if you like, from Yeovil Town, and now Woking have the ball about on the halfway line, just in front of the two dugouts. Mark Cooper directing his team at the moment on the touchline, as is Neil Ardley. They're both out there chatting away. It looks like Dean Kelly-Evans is going to get the ball back into play. Wants to take a long throw maybe. It's taken a while. And now he does. Towards Effiong. He flicks on towards Andrews. That's not really going to get anywhere. Kelly-Evans again heads it back forward, but straight to Brett McGavin. And Yeovil Town get their possession back again. This is Wannell. And back to the keeper, nicely got out of a difficult situation there, Yeovil. Right hand side for Bernard. Forwards towards Cian Harries, who wins the header nicely for Woking. Now Peterman into Effiong. Maybe they can do something with this. Here's Peterman. Nice ball into Anderson if he's quick enough, but not quite. Jake Wannell beats him to it, and that will be out for a goal kick.
Yeah, good thinking. Jermaine Anderson didn't quite have the pace to get the return ball, but good thinking from Woking there. Yes, on the games, I mean, we were amazed coming up from Woking that this game was on. It was Dick Frost everywhere until about 5 miles away, and obviously I think they've used covers as well, but it's credit to Yeovil for getting this game on.
The stand to our left, by the way, which is behind the goal that Woking are attacking at the moment, doesn't receive any sunlight at this end of the year either, so it's quite amazing that it's in this condition. Here come Woking just outside of the penalty area, lining up for a shot. No, it's going to be blocked. That was through a million bodies for Vincent, I'm afraid, and that's been blocked. He's on the ball again here though, out wide to Kelly-Evans. He's come back up from the right back position. Here comes Peterman. Oh, he wasn't quite tall enough to get to that one, and so Yeovil can come back away with it. Starting to get end to end a little bit here. That's one for McGuckin to chase. Cian Harries doesn't fancy going back to Will Jääskeläinen, instead wins a throw in on the left hand side.
Yeah, you wonder if the simpler ball would have just been to lay it back to Will Jääskeläinen, but then again he probably wasn't sure what was behind him, whether there were other Yeovil players breaking through, so in the end gained the throw for Woking, but deep in their own half.
In the other game in the National League this afternoon, Ebbsfleet are winning away at Boston United. They've just scored and it's 1-0 there. Still 0-0 here at Hewish Park in Somerset between Yeovil Town and Woking. Just looking over to our right hand side to find the Woking supporters who have travelled across to Somerset this afternoon, in the very real possibility that this game could have been called off. So fair play to them for braving the temperatures as well. About 4 degrees, 3 degrees here this afternoon.
I'm looking on the stand. There's a good turnout in the away section.
Hopefully they'll have something to cheer about in this game. No whistle from the ref there, even though shouts of handball for Woking. And here comes Frank Noble now on the right hand side, flicked into the box. Oh, it was a good ball, and Sean McGurk was again, who had the chance. I think Dean Kelly-Evans may have got something on that to prevent a goal effectively, and it's gone out for a Yeovil Town corner.
Very dangerous cross in, and there were two, player from each side herring for that. Dion Kelly-Evans threw himself, as he tends to, at the ball. Obviously got a bit of a touch on it, but managed to mean that Yeovil didn't get any shot in anger at the goal and now have a corner.
Taken by Charlie Cooper, right-footed again. He's got a load of mud in his boots as well. I think that could be a recurring theme. Here he comes, right-footed, Charlie Cooper. A bit more near post this time. It's Kelly-Evans again, who's really starting to get involved in this game. Here's Vincent on the ball, and they might have gone out with it there, but the ref says no. Doesn't matter, they've lost the ball anyway, Woking here. They won it back now. Oh, that was silly from Vincent. He just passed it to them. And here they come again, Yeovil. There's McGuckin trying to flick it on to Aaron Jarvis. Can't quite do it. Adam Chickson tries to win the ball. Oh, that's a two-footed challenge, nearly, from Budeman, who got the ball. But now they've lost it again. And Yeovil Town go back to the safety of their own half. A bit messy. And
that was a very scrappy 30 seconds from both sides.
Woking really could have done something with that, to be honest. They were on the break, Vincent, and he just seemed to pass it to one of the Yeovil Town players. But that was opportunity missed, really. Well, that's going to go out, I think, to Nublet. It is indeed. And John Bernard just gives a thumbs up to his teammate, as if to say, sorry, that was my fault. And Adam Chickson will take the throw on the left-hand side. 23 minutes gone here at Hewish Park, with Yeovil Town still goalless against Woking. They've got it back again here, though. Kieran McGuckin moving forward to a right-hand side position now. Back to the middle to McGavin, who gives it to Cooper. Out wide to Wannell now, who's moving forward in the centre-back position. This is Josh Sims. Back inside to Charlie Cooper. Passes it across the centre of midfield to McGavin. It's back to John Bernard just inside the Woking half. Pressure building on Woking a little bit here. Yeovil have had the better of the chances in this first 25 minutes or so, and they are going to want to make that pay pretty soon. Here's Josh Sims picking up left hand side, moving in the middle. Here comes Kieran McGuckin, but he's snuffed out very well by Kieran Harries, who makes a good challenge, and now they're going to try and come away with it but fail to. Here comes Frank Nublet on the right hand side. You've got Chickson up ahead of him. Step over, left, right, steps inside, right footed. He's going to win a corner for Yeovil Town.
Yeah, well defended there by Adam Chickson. Frank Nublet, always a tricky customer, varsity experience, captain for the day for Yeovil, but he tried a couple of step overs but couldn't find the space to get the cross in, but did win the corner.
It's going to be Brett McGavin who is going to take this corner. Join the team with Aaron Jarvis from Torquay in the summer. Just stutters, and the ref wants a word with some of the people in the middle. Looks like Adam Chickson is trying to mark Aaron Jarvis.
Yeah, I think.
They've both bundled into the keeper and he's just having a word. I always hate this stuff at corners. It doesn't make any difference, does it?
No. And what's ever given? I mean, you see so many fouls in the penalty area. What does it take to be a foul? I think, but it's...
Probably have to knock someone out at this stage. Anyway, here comes McGavin. That's a good corner, but Effiong was there to head it away. Not that far. McGurk nicely into the middle. Oh, it's a good save from Will Jaskalainen. McGurk was very close to the... Oh, and someone's gone down in the middle there, by the way. Off the ball for Yeovil. I'm not sure there was very much in that. It's Kieran McGuckin who's rolling around. But anyway, Sean McGurk was down the right-hand side. He was right by the byline. I just think he was trying to cross it again, actually, but it was straight at the keeper.
Two players, I haven't got a clue what happened there for McGurkin to go down holding his face, but I don't think it was anything malicious. I think maybe a couple of players coming together as they ran out from the corner. I
don't think there was too much in that. We've seen a bit of that though. I mean, a little bit of needle in there so far in this first 25 minutes. A couple of players going down. Not sure what this one's all about in particular. I think the Woking fans are making a bit of a fanfare about him standing up here because he doesn't seem to be injured. Let's put it that way. He's just tying his shoelaces. I'm not sure what the ref's going to award here. You might have heard that in the background. That was the Woking fans celebrating Kieran McGuckin standing up again. There you go. We've got an atmosphere, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
That's what it's all about. Akinola across to Kian Harries. See if Woking can actually get out here and play out from the back the way they quite want to. That's bumbled in front of Effiong, whose pass wasn't very good, to Gorman, and so Yeovil have got the ball again. They're really starting to dominate the possession in this game, Yeovil, now, and well, that wasn't too smart, but they were. Now it's got a bit scrappy again through the middle. Bit of head tennis. Kian Harries that time. Further towards Buteman, who can't win the ball. Now Nublet has it on the floor, and he can pass it out to Charlie Cooper, who switches it over to Aaron Jarvis, who flicks it on very smartly to Sean McGurk, and that's a complaint of handball from him, but nothing given. Now Jermaine Anderson can maybe bring the ball forward here. Buteman is to his left, Effiong to his right. He's given it to Buteman, who goes backwards. Space here for Gorman to run into. Doesn't seem to want to, just hovering and waiting. And here goes Andrews. He's in the, and it goes all the way back to the centre back. That felt like an opportunity. There was space in the middle there for Gorman, but nothing doing.
I think Yeovil had got back into their defensive shape, and very few spaces there. And I think with that's what the missing point with Matt Ward. Matt Ward can make something happen in those situations, and can bring that sense of unpredictability and skill to really break a defence open on his own.
Akinola passes all the way back to Jaskalainen, who will now give it to Cian Harries. Cross to Akinola. Woking trying to get some possession in this game. I think this is probably wise now, just to be patient in the build-up. Chickson and Buteman just swapping places there, only so that Buteman can give it back to Harries, who now hooks it up to Effiong. Oh, that was nearly a good ball over the top, but not quite. And Yeovil have the ball again. Cooper gives it back to Finn Cousin-Dawson. Across the back line to Ollie Wright, who's on the ball for the first time in a while, actually. Wannell into McGavin, halfway inside their own half here, Yeovil Town. Out to the middle now for Sean McGurk, who's played it through to the left-hand side. This could be trouble as they come forward now. Yeovil stepping inside. Sims on his right foot, crosses in. Akinola hooks it away. Oh, and that's a clash of heads. And Anderson's going to stay down. That looked like a pretty nasty challenge, actually.
It was, yeah.
You see what the Yeovil Town fans think about it, but
yeah, it was a good break forward for Yeovil, but again Woking had their shape, and the crossing couldn't evade Tunji Akinola on the near post, and Woking were bringing the ball away when there was that collision. Challenge for Woking is that occasionally the ball's going forward, Effiong goes up for it. If he doesn't win it, or even if he wins it, there aren't really the midfielders coming through at pace or close enough to the attacking players to pick up a second ball, so it's tending to just go back to Yeovil, and they're back on the front foot.
And you can see Effiong and Buteman just chatting to each other there. They're basically just having a drinks break, to be honest, out there at the moment with this injury to Anderson. But yeah, it's been a little bit unimaginative so far from Woking, hasn't there? There hasn't been any clear-cut chances, where there's been one or two half chances maybe to Yeovil.
Yeah, I think it's been a bit of it's been 4-4-2, and it's been a bit static, and nothing really to make anything unexpected happen. Having said that, Yeovil haven't done much either, themselves in it, but they've had a couple of good chances.
That one across the goal from Sean McGurk, the closest they've come so far from the man on loan from Swindon. The players now back into their positions again. It really was like a warm day drinks break with that Anderson injury. But
maybe hot chocolate.
Yeah, could do with a bit of that. He's on the right-hand touchline at the moment, Anderson, by the way. Woking playing with 10 men here as Yeovil Town have got the ball. Brett McGavin is being muscled away with Andrews, but he gives the ball back to Wannell, who will now go back to his goalkeeper. Anderson still not being allowed back on the pitch again. So Woking still with 10 here as Cooper, long ball into Jarvis, who heads it back to Sean McGurk, and that might be handball as well, but nothing given there. Sims and McGurk giving each other the ball, and now it's out to McGavin in the middle of the park. This is Finn Cousin-Dawson just inside halfway for Yeovil Town. McGavin, nice pass in the middle there to McGuckin, but that's a good sliding challenge from Gorman, and now maybe Woking can break with a bit of speed. Here goes Effiong, right hand side now, out to Vincent. He gives it back to Effiong in the middle of the park. He's got a defender right in front of him though, tries to trick him, goes to the left hand side. Bitterman though, bit behind him, and Yeovil can get players back behind the ball now. There goes Gorman into Chickson, who's come into the middle here, gives it back to Gorman, who gives it back to Chickson, returns to his left hand side position, and he goes back to Cian Harries. Not quite. There was a chance to break there for Woking, but not quite.
It was better from Woking. They were probing, but then nothing on, so they take the route back to the back four and then build again.
And they'll try and do that with Anderson, who gives it back to Akinola just inside his own half. This is Kelly Evans. Then back to Akinola. Cian Harries, left centre back this afternoon, just approaches the halfway line. Peterman there a long way behind Akinola, and Yeovil will come and press. It feels like the Woking players almost don't believe there's sort of a time limit of 90 minutes in this football match at the moment. They're not playing with any sort of urgency, and are not really getting anywhere. They've managed to get themselves well back in their own half now, sort of halfway back into their own half, and they're passing it amongst the defenders again. Akinola to Cian Harries. Jääskeläinen's ready for the ball again as well. He's been receiving it fairly often this half. Chickson back to Harries, back to Akinola, who's coming forward here from the midfield to show themselves. Here we go, Andrews, nice turn, and he's pulled there, but still gets the ball away to Vincent, who gives it back again, and now it's in forward into Effiong. Oh, if that pass would have been better, then Vincent would have been in.
Great turn there by Andrews to come away, and as you say, he's pulled back, but he still managed to get the pass in.
Excuse me, he was trying to find Andrews, not Vincent, but pass didn't quite work. Cian Harries hoofs it up to Effiong, who does win the ball. It's now in the middle of the park with Andrews, who's got time, gives it out to Vincent, who gets his left foot to it, but it's just taken by the last man, and Woking are going to have to rebuild. Here's Gorman just on the edge of the penalty area. Andrews again tackled quite well there, and here comes Anderson. He pokes it out wide now to Vincent, who gives it back to Kelly Evans, who's going to do a 1-2 with Anderson, or he was, but Anderson goes instead to Vincent out on the right hand side, trying to cut back in on his left, crosses in towards Effiong, who receives the ball, and it's just gone away. He was trying to touch and turn, if you like, there, Effiong, but he couldn't quite do it, and that's going to be a foul. Woking with a free kick just inside, or around halfway, I should say, inside the Yeovil half.
Best little spell of play for Woking this half, and building well, probing, as you say, ball to Inni Effiong's feet. He trapped it, turned, but couldn't quite get the shot in before it came out. But then Jamie Andrews, who I think has been excellent this half for Woking, picked up the loose ball, and yes, in many ways I would say he's been the pick, certainly of the Woking midfielders, but they've all put in a shift.
A couple of the turns he's done in the last 10 minutes or so have been fantastic. It's Dale Gorman who's standing over this free kick. He's going to cross it with his right foot. Effiong's right in the middle. He's being held massively there, and that's exactly where he would have been. It's Nouble who gets his head on the ball rather than Effiong, and that has been waved away as well. Aaron Jarvis felt he was being held by Andrews, but no, says the referee, and so we play on. Gorman comes back into a centre-back position. They're all over the place at the moment, by the way, after that set piece. Harries has only just found himself back into the own half. Akinola has as well. Gorman just stepped on the ball there, stopped in the middle of the park, as if to say, everybody get back in your positions. Exactly, yeah. It's almost like the ref had blown his whistle. But anyway, they're all back in their places now, and they can sort of rebuild. Peterman comes back to the left back position here, and he'll receive it from Cian Harries. Pressure from Nouble, and he goes all the way back to Will Jääskeläinen, the Finnish international.
The thing is, it's as if Woking are calling Yeovil to come out at them, and they're not. For whatever reason, they're not playing a sort of half-fast pressing game against Woking.
Oh dear, that wasn't very good. Tom Bernard, who's made a meal of that, but he's got away with it. His header back to the keeper was very weak, and Buterman there was very close to stealing that off him. He's in good form himself, Harry Buterman, top goal scorer for Woking this season in the league, with 4 goals, 2 of them in the last 3 games. And he very nearly had a one-on-one chance at another one there, but Yeovil just about get themselves the ball again. Akinola under pressure here from McGuckin, but he deals with it well and can boot it away. That's towards Anderson, who gets his head on the ball as well. Here's Peterman in the middle of the park. Oh, and he's tripped there, and that's a free kick. Another yellow card, this time given to Brett McGavin.
Yeah, for a moment I thought that was Charlie Cooper again, but it was such quick feet, Harry Buterman. It looked like it was Yeovil's ball all day, and he got his toe to it and then got the kick, and I'm sure he's had a lot of kicks in his career.
I'm sure he has. 32 years of age now is Harry Buteman, joined from Sutton United to Woking.
Always been well respected in Surrey areas, and player Woking would have loved over the years. Done really well with Sutton.
You can see why as well. He's a really bright player.
Very bright character as well.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty innocuous free kick there given to Andrews, who's rather bought that foul right in front of a bank of Yeovil supporters who are giving the referee exactly what they think of his refereeing. It's just on the touchline, very near to the touchline for Woking. Chance for Gorman maybe to put this one into the box. About 7 minutes from the end of the first half here in the National League. It's Yeovil Town versus Woking, still goalless, and now the ref is going to have a word with the a number of players actually. Wannell and Newblay from Yeovil. Chickson is complaining about something as well by the looks of it. Excuse me, Buteman's
in there. I think he wandered over.
Excuse me, Chickson is way back on the halfway line, ready for any counter-attacks. Not the tallest, so better off staying back. Here is Andrews. He's going to take the free kick, and that is too hard. Collected very easily by the Yeovil goalkeeper.
Another poor set piece, really, and I think neither side have really done well with their set pieces so far.
Neither side have created too many clear-cut chances, to be honest with you. It's been a little bit disappointing as far as end product goes, but here goes Jarvis. Oh, that was pretty close, and Jaskalainen, instead of taking a step back into his own box, decides to boot it, and it's created all sorts of problems for Woking here. Gorman's got the ball inside his own half, and now he's booting it again, Jaskalainen, towards nobody. Oh dear, Gorman there trying to get his foot on the ball but can't do it, and Andrews will now try and create some calmness. He'll get it towards Chickson. Anderson then to Effiong. He can get that in the middle towards Gorman, but no, he's muscled off the ball.
I think Newblay saw Effiong coming and just sort of got out of the way, and then Effiong missed the ball, so it was
I wouldn't want Effiong running at me. He's a great player. Huge presence on the pitch. That was a fair... and he's tripped his own player there as Kieran McGuckin, but it's okay. He's got it out to Frank Newblay. Here come Yeovil on the right-hand side. He can now cross it in, right-footed. Oh, it's just chipped in towards Kean Harries more than anything. And Newblay is now being muscled by two Woking players. Didn't see a lot wrong with that, to be honest, but the Yeovil Town fans certainly did, and they've got a throw right in the corner flag.
He thought he was being held. I think Newblay had his arms out, but he got the corner. He did well there. He used his body strength to see the ball out.
You're right, it's a corner, excuse me, I thought it was a throw right by the corner flag. It is indeed a corner for Brett McGavin. The lights have just come on here in the stadium, by the way. It's getting pretty dark already. Just approaching half-time here at Hewish Park. Corner taken short, and that's not really gone very far at all for McGavin, taken by first man. They can recycle it though with McGavin. Gives it out to the middle now, Charlie Cooper, who can have a shot from there, but he crosses instead in towards the back post, and that was I think Akinola on the end of that, and he was Effiong, of course he's back in defence, isn't he, Effiong for the corner, and he's able to get out for another Yeovil Town corner.
Yeah, probing ball in there by Cooper, but well marshalled out for the corner, but there's a lot of pressure on Woking now the last few minutes.
It is. Goal before half-time would do Yeovil Town very nicely. Woking would probably want the half-time whistle right about now. Cooper into the box. Oh, that's the best corner yet, probably. Newblay very nearly got his head on it, but not quite. It's going to get away for Yeovil to recycle. Hoofed away now by Kelly Evans, and they'll have to do it all the way from their own half, Yeovil. Sims under a lot of pressure. That was a smart turn, though. He's now being hounded. He's almost sat on the ball there. He's still got it. Now it'll be taken away, and it's a free kick there to Yeovil. Andrews has his arms out. Well, no. It was a mess. Let's put it that way.
I think Sims was very grateful for that free kick because he'd really been caught.
He was. I'm not joking. He was sat on the ball at one point, muscled to the ground, tripped by a couple. Now finally, free kick. Well, they'll have possession now. Woking and his Yeovil. Excuse me. Here they come. inside the opposition half. McGurk out wide to Sims, and that's a free kick as well. They're very pleased to receive free kicks at the moment, Yeovil Town fans, and this is a decently placed one as well.
Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm sure it'll be Charlie Cooper. I would imagine it'll be Charlie Cooper. I've fallen for that before, but I imagine it'll be Charlie Cooper coming over.
He seems to be taking the left-hand side set pieces. This afternoon. Although Brett McGavin's been taking the right-hand side ones, and he's got the ball at the moment.
Oh, there you see. That's why it's always good to say I imagine rather than I did. It will.
Indeed, yeah. It is going to be McGavin actually.
Dangerous position this really. Would be a swinging ball in.
McGavin's a very tall guy. I would expect him in the box, but anyway, he's delivering it right-footed. It's a good cross. Just over Aaron Jarvis's head, and that was a free header effectively, just slightly too high, but a good routine from Yeovil, and Jarvis very nearly with a great opportunity to make it 1-0.
Yeah, in the end, Will Jääskeläinen just watched it harmlessly sail by. Can't mention Will Jääskeläinen without again saying how brilliant he's been for Woking this season.
Absolutely.
He has been, I think to many fans, he would have been Woking's player of the season. He's been Mr. Consistent, even during some times that were quite challenging, and some of his saves, the way he's kept Woking in games, has been brilliant.
A Finnish international surely one day as well.
He'd love to be, to play in the Premier League, obviously got the family. I think Neil Ardley in one interview called him Jussi Jääskeläinen, which
yes, because he's Jussi Jääskeläinen's son.
That's right, yeah.
Jussi won over 50 caps for Finland, for those who don't know, but he was born in the UK, was Will, and is playing here now as well for Woking, and as you say, playing very well.
He is still very Finnish. I'm sure he would see himself as Finnish first, even though he's born and raised in the UK.
Grew up bilingual.
Oh yes, Finnish he will be. Yeah.
Finnish and English, he can speak fluently. He'll receive the ball here as it's headed back to him by Cian Harries. And
at training yesterday, he was the one who was in the warm, and I said, I thought you meant to be Finnish. He said, oh, in Finland we stay warm.
Because they don't play football in January for obvious reasons.
No, exactly.
Over in Finland. Here's Akinola. He heads it unfortunately to Nuble, who can't quite get the ball the way he wanted, but now he'll have it. He's being hassled by two defenders, and Effiong could win it in a dangerous position here. Oh, that's a handball, and the referee didn't see it.
Oh.
Nuble reached out with his left arm to grab the ball as Effiong was trying to break away 3-on-3, and well, he's lucky there's no VAR, let's put it that way, because he certainly reached out intentionally with his right arm there, or his left arm, excuse me.
I think the referee almost blew up and then let, because Effiong looked like he was away, but then the handball just sort of broke his momentum.
3 minutes of added time, just shown by the fourth official. Here's Sean McGurk, who's had the best chances of the day so far. Josh Sims. Now McGurk again. Gives it back to Cooper. And gives it to McGavin. They're going backwards here, Yeovil, rather than forwards. Here's Nuble though. He can give it to Bernard on the right hand side. Back inside to Nuble. McGavin. Standing around, passing in a triangle with he and Charlie Cooper. Now it's out to Jake Wannell. This is McGurk again, who's in a deep position. Back to Wannell. Their once pretty pacey build-up has slowed down to a crawl here, Yeovil Town, but maybe one last chance in this first half. Here's Tom Bernard on the right-hand side. Charlie Cooper, right-footed. He can cross it from here. He gives it to Nuble on the floor instead. Back to goal. Gives it back to McGavin, who was facing him. Now McGavin winds up. Is he going to cross? Is he going to shoot? He passes it out to McGuckin. Gives it to Bernard, then Cooper, who can drive forward now. He can cross it into Aaron Jarvis, who's going to be on the end of this, and it's going to be a goal! Aaron Jarvis has got it in the net. He just heads it over Will Jääskeläinen. He was free in the box to place the ball how he wanted, and Aaron Jarvis had put the home side 1-0 in front. It had been coming, but they finally got it just a minute and a half before half time.
Yeah, that's going to change the half-time talks of both teams, but it was a lovely floated ball in over the defence, and Jarvis was in at the far post, and he rose beautifully, and it was a nicely flighted header that sort of curled over Will Jääskeläinen, and we know that Aaron Jarvis is the top number 9, and That's a well taken goal.
It's his 7th goal of the season. The top scorer for Yeovil Town in the league this season, and they are 1-0 in front. He's not scored in 3 games, Jarvis, so he'd be very pleased to get back on the score sheet here. I've got to say, from a Woking point of view, he only could have done that with the amount of time he had to sort of float the ball over. He very much waited for it to come to him and then floated the ball over Will Yaskalainen.
Yeah.
He had a lot of time to do that.
He did. He was on his own, but he took it well. He took it well. Woking now, I'm sure, will just shore it up till half time and then look to regroup and rethink for the second half.
And Neil Ardley needing a team talk that will prevent him from getting his first loss as Woking manager. Immediately they looked a bit brighter there from kick-off, actually, trying to respond, but there isn't very much time left. The 3 minutes that have been added have now elapsed. Aaron Jarvis has gone down holding his face, but it's going to stop play. I don't think he was actually touched, but
No.
The protocol is that you've got to stop play if there's a head injury, and that's exactly what the referee's done.
He's got to do, which is unfortunate for Woking. I don't think there was any malice or anything. I think it was just probably a clash, but
well, it's 1-0 here at Hewish Park between Yeovil Town and Woking. It's 1-1 between Boston and Ebbsfleet. That's the only other National League game going on this afternoon. You're listening to BBC Sport Radio Online. BBC Radio Surrey providing commentary of every Woking match this season. Next up on Tuesday night in the Cup. We'll be live for that one as always. Next league game, by the way, for both of these two sides is Ebbsfleet. Yeovil are playing them on Tuesday night when Woking are in the Cup, and then they'll be coming to Woking on Saturday for the reverse fixture.
Yeah, and obviously Ebbsfleet is a big game because everyone assumes Ebbsfleet is 3 points there for the taking, but no games like that.
No.
Woking, on the other hand, did well. They won 3-0 at Ebbsfleet earlier in the season, probably one of the high spots of the year.
The last away win they had in August.
That's
Sorry
right.
for reminding you. Trying to break that here today. We've nearly played 5 minutes of stoppage time here, by the way, but still going. Hoofed into the box, and oh my word, Frank Newblake got his head on that, and he nearly put it in his own net.
Yes.
To defend there, Ollie Wright. So it's going to be Gorman who's got the ball, and it's going to be a corner now. The Yeovil Town fans really want the whistle to go, and they probably should. It's been over 5 minutes now since we got the 45 minutes up. Here comes Gorman, right-footed, into the box. It's going to be collected by Wright, and that's going to be a free kick to Yeovil Town. That might be that for the first half.
You would think so. But still, the referee hasn't blown his whistle.
I think after this this goal kick, or this free kick rather, in the...
I never understand if they're going to blow it, why they don't just blow it. But that's...
Well, I know what you mean, yeah. But anyway, Ollie Wright is going to put the ball down on the spot, and he's going to hoof it forward for half-time after about 51 minutes of play. Yeovil Town leading Woking by 1-0. Comes right, left-footed, and it is half-time. Well, a deserved lead, I've got to say, for Yeovil Town, but Woking are very much in this match. Aaron Jarvis's header is the difference between the two sides at half-time, and Neil Ardley has got a big team talk coming up. He's not lost as Woking manager in his 4 games so far. A big 45 minutes coming up for him to prevent this from being his first win. At half-time, it's Yeovil Town 1, Woking 0.
Yeah, I would say, as you say, I think Yeovil edged it on pressure and chances and got the goal. I think from a Woking perspective, I would say Woking played conservatively. They played pragmatically, really looking to keep it tight for the first half. And unfortunately, just before half-time, that plan has probably gone out of the window now, and it's a big half-time team talk for Neil Ardley, and look to see whether there's a rethink or a little bit more energy moving forwards. But I can see what Woking were doing, and it almost worked for the first half.
First half complete, Yeovil Town 1, Woking 0. You're listening to BBC Sport Radio Online. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, with the second half here from Hewish Park.
Oh, well done.
that's fine. Just going to do a half-time thing.
Yeah, it's Yeovil Town 1, Woking 0. The only goal of the half coming from Aaron Jarvis, his 7th goal of the season for Yeovil in the National League. He headed from just inside the penalty area after a great crossover and was able to just float it over Will Jääskeläinen into the bottom right hand corner of the net, wheel away in celebration to a very happy Hewish Park. They've deserved their lead, to be honest with you, as well. They've been on the ball the most, they've had more possession, they've had a few chances as well. Sean McGurk has fired a couple of low crosses across the 6-yard box that have come to nothing, and so Yeovil probably on balance deserving their 1-0 lead, but Woking are not out of this at all. A big team talk required from Neil Ardley to avoid his first defeat as Woking manager.
Do you want to swap mics? It's very.
One of the teams you need to stay above, regardless of any improvement up the table we might get over a period of time. Well, yeah, listen, with Braintree, they're a good side, right? And they're not. I don't think they're going to struggle too much. They've got some real good players there. We can't. We don't look at it thinking, oh, we've got to finish above them or we've got to finish above them. There's a lot of football to be played, whether it be in the league or the cups, and we just want to try and win every single game. I know it's a cliche, but it's not about we got to beat them. Obviously, we're going to try and beat them. But football's a funny old game, and sometimes you lose to teams that people, as you just pointed out, expect you to win. With the expectancy is a little bit different in our changing room, but and then you beat teams that people give you no chance against. So it's a funny old game. The most important thing for us now is that that would be encouraging. Yeah, just picking up on the point you just made yourself with Arley, all the shots record against the top six is pretty good this year. It's only Barnet that's beaten the shots, and that was when you were down to 10 men after half an hour or so. But there has been, and we can't get away from it, there's been more difficulty sometimes getting the points against those sides who are down the bottom scrapping for their lives. It is, but the thing is, the way I look at it, right, it's mental in the sense that you've got York go out and buy a player for 250 grand. Oldham Athletic played against Saturday yesterday. Made a signing that I got a feeling could turn out to be the signing of the mid-season in Jordan Rossiter. What a player, shouldn't be anywhere near this level, although was a player.
So our deepest condolences go to Brian's family and friends at what is this very, very hard time. Please welcome back Yeovil!
And a welcome back to Hewish Park, where the players are coming back out again for the second half. Slightly delayed, of course, because we've ended up playing 6 minutes of stoppage time in that first 45 minutes, but we're almost ready to go again now. Fans are pouring back in again after their half-time refreshments. The light is a lot lower, actually, than it was at the start of this match. By 90 minutes we will be playing pretty much in the full darkness, but what do these next 45 minutes have to bring? That's what Neil Ardley will have been talking about to his players. Woking going in 1-0 down as Neil Ardley tries to avoid his first defeat as Woking manager. It's myself, Ian Illyrian, Ian Nixon alongside me for this match, and Woking have got to drum up something here, because the word I'd use to describe their first half attack was unimaginative.
I said pragmatic, I think. And but yeah, it's a big half, and we're just talking about options on the bench. Obviously Aidan O'Brien is very experienced and is a forward player. Lewis Walker is there, and Dylan Lewis, so there are options for Neil Ardley to try something fresh. But I'm sure he'll give the first half team a good go for the first 15 minutes at least, to see what happens before making any changes.
We'll see if this second half is any different. Paul Johnson has blown his whistle and we're underway again, with Yeovil Town kicking off this second half. It'll be collected though by Gorman after it was won back by Andrews. Kean Harris there was grabbed by Aaron Jarvis there around the neck, but he didn't make too much of it, and that's a whole load of grabbing going on there as well. But Yeovil have come away with the ball. They pass it straight to Effiong, who gives it to Gorman. Now Anderson, they can drive possibly here. Good start for Woking. Left hand side for Chickson. gives it back to Anderson, who was drifting offside, and he has drifted offside.
Frustrating, but an immediate change in approach, I think, from Woking there. The long goal kick from Will Jääskeläinen. Ini Effiong got his head to the ball, and Woking picked up the seconds.
And a bit more pace to the attack as well, rather than slow build up, pass it around the centre backs like before. Just direct, straight up to Effiong, and they were in. Josh Sims, meanwhile, on the ball here for Yeovil as they come away with that free kick after the offside call. Jarvis has been beaten to the ball by Cian Harries, who gives it to Kelly Evans, and now Woking have the ball. Anderson with a bit more space, he gives it back to Andrews now, just inside his own half, now over halfway to Adam Chickson on the left hand side. Andrews will get the ball back, he can come forward a few yards with it, gives it back straight over into his own half again to Akinola, gives it to Gorman. He's got quite a lot of space as well, but there's 11 men behind the ball here for Yeovil, and so we're back to the slow build up, if you like, after the relative success of the directness in that first attack. Here comes Gorman, straight into the middle, into Buteman, who's a bit more central early on here. Gorman into Effiong, can he flick it on to Buteman? Yes he can. Buteman in the box, turning, and now it's Anderson, who just goes wide. First shot of the game, I think, for Woking, but it was a scuffed opportunity.
It was a packed area, but Buteman did well sort of to get the ball and then sort of excuse me, toe poke it away for Anderson to get a half shot in, but which went wide. I must apologise to listeners. On Tuesday I had absolutely no voice, so I probably sound a little bit husky, and occasionally you'll hear a stifled cough as I...
We'll make do, we'll soldier on. Oh dear, that was they both ended up in a heap on the floor there of Aaron Jarvis and Tunji Akinola. But it is Woking who will get the free kick. I mean, it's been a good start. I know we're only 2 minutes in, or 3 minutes in, but this is brighter so far.
It is, but they've got to be. The chances are that will probably leave more openings at the back as well.
This is true. Yeah, here is, that wasn't a very good ball, I'm afraid, from Harries. And now Yeovil can come away with it. A clash of feet there in the air for through the midfield, and that was a good header, I thought, actually, from Cian Harries, but the Yeovil Town fans didn't like it. Now Effiong's being manhandled all over the place. He'll get the ball back now, though. Let's hope he was onside. Flicks it up to himself. Now he's got it down on the floor, gives it to Andrews. Now out to Akinola. Again, a bit more pace about this attack. Here's Kelly Evans on the right hand side. He's going to cut back, give it back to Gorman, who's back into his deep lying midfield position. Andrews through the middle of the park now. Anderson out wide to Chickson. They've switched it over to the left. Chickson running at his man, left footed, cross into the box, but there's nobody there, and the keeper will collect that. Ollie Wright, who didn't have much to do in the first half, able to make an easy catch there.
No, but more ambitious from Woking, more direct, quicker passing, and looking to really get into the penalty, put pressure on the opposition penalty area.
Lots of pressure here on Wonnell, who just gets the ball away, and this is pretty dangerous stuff from Yeovil. High press from Woking. Sims now to Wonnell, who's forced to just hoof it. And here's Akinola, who will get his head on the ball, but that is a throw to Yeovil. They got out of a pretty difficult situation there, actually. There was about 3 men surrounding them in the corner, if you like, and it was just Sims and Jake Wonnell at the back, trying to get themselves out of danger. They eventually did. McGurk is given the ball in the middle of the park, one to run onto, so they can switch sides over to the right now. That is Don Bernard, who gets it back again into McGavin, who gives it in back as well. This is Finn Cousin-Dawson. It's a bit more direct forward. He can open up some space now, maybe, into McGurkin, and that is offside for Frank Nublet, so much so he doesn't try and go for it, but Aaron Jarvis does, and he doesn't quite keep it in play. That was weird. Everyone seemed to just stop.
That would be a relief for the defenders, because Aaron Jarvis definitely didn't give up on that, but it was beyond him. I have to say, Aaron Jarvis, he has a fantastic beard. He's just, there are quite a few beards on the football pitch, but his is one of those. You've seen the hairdressers, like the hipster models wearing, so yeah, impressive.
He's got a career after football.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Beard model.
He's playing up front for Yeovil Town this afternoon. He is the difference right now between the two sides. His header just inside stoppage time of the first half. It's given Yeovil Town a 1-0 lead, which they're still holding on 51 minutes here. Adam Chickson there was trying to be clever, but with his right boot, trying to just touch it down, if you like, bring the ball down from a great height, but couldn't do it. It's gone out for a throw. Yeovil have the ball again. I wonder whether they're going to push on and try and really drive home a difference between these two sides, or whether they're going to be a bit defensive and timid in this second half.
Well, I suspect, both Mark Cooper and Neil Ardley, they're professional managers. They've been around, and I think for them the whole thing is the result. So Mark Cooper will do whatever he thinks was most likely to bring the result, and I don't think they'll take many risks, but they'll look to take their opportunities when they come.
Neither manager making any changes at half-time, by the way. Peterman tried to poke it through to Vincent there, but it's been swept away by Wannell, who wanted the ball back there, but the keeper's put it straight into the air. Sean McGurk has brought it down, though. He's passed it straight to Dale Gorman, and now Andrews can bring it forward into Anderson, and he's been mustered away by two defenders who do not foul him. They've just taken the ball away from him fairly, as it turns out. Nice passing between some of the Yeovil Town players there, but that's a bit ambitious for Nublet, who's been beaten to it by Cian Harries. Now who forward? Towards Effiong, and that's a pull there. He made a lot of it, did Charlie Cooper, but there was a pull there, and it's a Yeovil free kick.
Yeah, his own word to the referee, but
McGavin forward to McGuckin, and that's hit him quite hard actually. It was Cian Harries who smashed it into the roof of the stand opposite us here, and I think it came down and hit someone straight on the head, but everyone's still right.
Came down with pace.
It did. It's the danger of these non-league football grounds. It's a very good ground, by the way, and a very good pitch, as I mentioned in the first half. In case you weren't with us, the harsh weather has hit Somerset, but it hasn't affected this pitch somehow. They've done a very good job at keeping it nicely. Hello. Woking playing themselves into trouble a little bit there with Peterman, and now maybe they can come forward. Chickson in towards Vincent, who couldn't quite get the ball, and if he could have, that would have been a 2-on-2 situation. Not quite. Here comes McGuckin for Yeovil. Now Noble on the right hand side, step overs again. He's tripped over himself almost, and now he's got his back to goal, trying to work his way into his right foot again. He makes the one, and that is right on the exit of the penalty area. It's not a penalty, it's a free kick, and this is a dangerous position, a dangerous free kick for Yeovil Town, just to the right hand side of the goal.
Yeah, it must be very close to the line, and Harry Buteman there getting the yellow card.
Third yellow card of the game, but first for Woking. Probably the most obvious of the yellows so far, actually. It was right on the edge of the penalty area. It's quite near to the byline over on the Woking half, and this is going to have to be a cross because the angle is really narrow for Brett McGavin. So there's about 7 of the Yeovil players in the box, and all 11 of the Woking players are in there. Here comes McGavin, crosses in. It was just over Effiong's head towards Nublet, but he couldn't quite get to it. It's recycled by Yeovil now. Sims in the left back position, rather slow to get onto it. Cooper wants to get on with it a bit more. He chips it forward now to Sean McGurk, who's in again here. He's in the penalty area, steps onto his left, onto his right, back onto his left again. He's into the box, crosses in, and it's headed away. Woking eventually getting out the danger, but that was a good move from Yeovil. This is Andrews trying to bring the ball away, but Nublet's won it back, and here he comes, trying to tower over Kelly Evans, and he's fouled him in the end in his own penalty area. Kelly Evans goes down, and it's a Woking free kick, which they'll come away with quickly here, with Chickson on the left-hand side. It's end-to-end stuff here in the opening part of this first half. Chickson gives it to Anderson. It'll be back to Chickson again, and they'll just calm down at the end of that, but that was pretty good for Yeovil. That was a good chance.
It was well done by Dion Kelly Evans, and he just scrambled his way forward. Here he is now coming forward.
Kelly Evans on the right hand side, right by the touchline here, just stops in his tracks almost, gives it back to Gorman, and Effiong's got his hands in the air. Why didn't you cross it? Now they have done, and Wannell just scuffs it really, and it's gone behind. Kelly Evans has gone down, by the way, and so we may have a stoppage here.
Immediately signalling change, so he's obviously tweaked something.
So Neil Ardley with a decision to make here pretty early on. Kelly Evans is starting his 18th game of the season now, recently celebrated 1 year at Woking, and I'm afraid this may be his last action of this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding either his hamstring or his groin, possibly his hamstring.
Who do we think is going to come on in place of him? Maybe Ben Winter, maybe?
Well, Ben Winter is a natural and a very safe sort of alternative. You know, he's vastly experienced, plays at right back, so it would be Ben Winter who'd come on, I would imagine. The only other defender there is Jacob Jones, who's a left-sided player.
See who decides to come on here. There is somebody limbering up over there. As you say, Kelly Evans immediately signalling, and it didn't seem to be after contact with anybody. I think
he put the ball in, and then immediately, in fact, I think even before he put the ball in, he signalled that he'd done something.
Well, I'm afraid my eyes aren't quite good enough to see who that is at the moment.
It looks like Ben Winter, but I'm partly guessing, yes, it is Ben Winter, I think. Or is it Dylan Lewis?
It is definitely a substitution here for Kelly Evans, there's no question about that. Now, who's going to come on his place? It does look a bit more like Jacob Jones, actually. Oh no, you're right, the first time. We were right the first time. It's Ben Winter who has come on in place of Kelly Evans. So,
to explain ourselves, it's quite dusky, the lights aren't great, and we are right on the other side of the ground. So it's very hard to see indeed. But anyway, that was Kelly Evans' last action of this game, I'm afraid, and Ben Winter now will come on, making his 9th appearance of the season. Just gone 58 minutes here at Hewish Park. Woking have got a corner after that stoppage. Kelly Evans' last action of this first half was a good one, or this game I should say, not the first half. He's won a corner. Andrews is the one who puts it into the box, and there's a Yeovil man on the floor there for some reason, but it's headed away. Excuse me, it was Gorman who chucked it in, not Andrews, and that will go out for a throw on the opposite side for Woking. Chickson has got the ball in his hands, and he will get us back underway. Still in a good position for Woking. He's sort of in line with the penalty area on the touchline, is Chickson. See what his throw's like. Card, I think there to Cousin Dawson, I think.
Okay.
Must have said something.
That seemed very bizarre. We'll check on that. This is not great though for Woking. They've just lost the ball, and here's Jarvis. Gorman didn't do a lot there, to be honest, but he has brought the free kick, Aaron Jarvis, and that is Yeovil Town now back on the ball again, just inside their own half. So they'll bring it forward. Sean McGurk now in the opposition half. Crosses towards Aaron Jarvis, who flicks it on to Nublet on the right hand side. Another cross inbound here. It's very high in the air from Don Bernard, and that's going to be collected by Will Jääskeläinen pretty comfortably, in fact, and he will kick it out of his hands towards the sidelines. I bet you can guess where that's gone.
Right idea, wrong, poor execution.
Bit of a dying art, isn't it, the kick out the hands?
Yes.
Maybe that's why. That's a foul. Josh Sims there was reaching for it. It was a 50-50 ball with he and Harry Buteman, and he's going to get a yellow card for it. The home fans are not happy, but Sims is going to get a yellow card. This ref is dishing these cards out at the moment. That's four for Yeovil.
I mean, I saw that no one's really arguing. I thought both players went for the ball. He probably mistimed it slightly.
It wasn't a malicious challenge. He just missed it.
No, certainly not.
Just one of those things, I'm afraid, for Josh Sims playing on the left-hand side of defence this afternoon. Meanwhile, Dale Gorman is setting up for a free kick. It's one along the floor to Vincent, and the ref, after a few seconds, has decided that he needs to do it again. He's placed the ball a bit further forward than what it was before, and he's done exactly the same thing as he did before. Don't really see the point of that, but anyway, Andrews has got it. Cian Harries now out to the left-hand side. He'll give it back to Andrews, who's dropped into a defensive position briefly. Wasn't a great first touch from Ben Winter there, but he's in the game. First touch of the match. Wonell cuts that out in centre back, and here goes Jarvis. Oh, if his touch was better there, he would have been round Akinola. But Woking are able to sweep up that mess, and they're back on the ball again. Decent amount of possession here in this first 15 minutes, but just the one clear-cut chance to Jermaine Anderson that he screwed wide to the left-hand side of the Yeovil goal that Ollie Wright is guarding this afternoon, as he has done every game in the National League this season for the home side. He's on loan from Southampton, by the way, not a Yeovil player. Here is Vincent. He's out to Winter, who's got some space to drive here. He's going to cross in the box. It's along the floor. That would have needed to be perfectly placed, but it wasn't, I'm afraid, for Ben Winter.
That was a pity, because he got that in space.
And they're putting themselves in trouble there, Yeovil, but it's gone out for a goal kick. 62 minutes gone. You're listening to BBC Sport Online. It is Yeovil Town versus Woking. The home side at 1-0 in their chase for the playoffs, only 4 points off going into today. This is one of only 2 National League games going on this afternoon, by the way. Boston and Ebbsfleet are playing as well as us here at Hewish Park. Just the one substitution has been made so far. Yeovil still with their starting 11 that they began this game with. Ben Winter has had to come on, I'm afraid, for Dion Kelly-Evans on the right-hand side of defence for Woking, who have won the ball back here. Buteman back to Cian Harries. Back to Buteman. And back to Akinola, who comes forward, and that's cut out pretty easily and fouled. Vincent there, the fouler that time.
Over enthusiasm there from Vincent. I think he trying to get around the player and sort of almost rugby tackled him.
He's crawling all over the back of him. But it's a free kick to Yeovil. Eventually given back to Wonnell, who might eventually give it to Ollie Wright in the goal. Now he'll take it himself by the looks of things. About halfway inside his own half, near the left-hand side touchline. Jarvis being pulled there by Akinola, and everyone's lost the ball. Here goes Jarvis, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Oh, Will Yaskalainen came out of his own penalty area there to sweep up. That was pretty close for Jarvis, but attentive goalkeeping from Will Yaskalainen, who might have more to do here. Oh, that's I thought a dive actually from Don Bernard, but he's got the free kick just outside the penalty area again here for Yeovil.
Yeah, I don't know that the referee is the Yeovil fans' favourite, but probably the linesman at that end, I think probably is. He's given a couple of decisions that look quite cheap.
I must say, by the way, in a lot of Yeovil's games this season, they have felt that the big decisions have not gone their way. I think they've come into this game with a little bit of pre-game animosity, if you like. They got a red card, which I think was a bit dubious on New Year's Day, and a few decisions before that as well. Here they are, free kick. Oh, that's Cooper who's really scuffed that, and it's bobbled through all the way to Will Yaskalainen. There was almost every player on the pitch in the way, but it somehow got through to the keeper, but it was easily picked up by Yaskalainen, and Woking will be able to build from the back of the defence again. And to Buteman, who's got a bit of space here. Now Anderson, who can turn maybe. Now he's going to go backwards instead. There are some changes looking like they're going to be made pretty shortly by Neil Ardley. A couple of yellow shirts that Woking are playing in this afternoon are ready to go. The linesman's accidentally showing us already, but never mind. We'll get those substitutions on in a couple of moments' time once Woking have had another attack here by the looks of things. Akinola's on the ball alongside Cian Harries. Now Andrews drops into that defensive position. Cian Harries can push around the left-hand side a little bit more. Akinola on the centre spot pretty much, passes it out to Gorman, gives it to Vincent. Now Winter, who can make a run. It's eventually found him, and it's out of play for a throw. Will Neil Ardley make the subs now? Yes, he will.
Against the pack defence, Woking struggling to find out how to break down the team. There's Frankie Vincent, I think, going off. He's been substituting every game at about 60 minutes, so I think he's done well for Woking since he's been here. I think possibly building up full fitness.
And Jermaine Anderson is coming off as well, in place of Aidan O'Brien. So 3 changes now made.
Is that Walker on for Vincent, and O'Brien on for Anderson.
So fairly attacking, would you say? Fairly?
Oh, it is now. Yes, definitely. I think
you are right, by the way. It is Lewis Walker who's come on for Vincent.
Grabbed a couple of goals midweek in the FA Trophy, Lewis Walker. Struggled to really establish himself in this Woking side, but obviously goals build confidence as well.
Yeah, he's made quite a few appearances this season, 22 now. He's on the pitch again. He's the son of Des Walker, if you recognise the name.
Oh yes.
He's 25 years of age now, played in Italy in his time as well. I'd imagine will be in a striker role alongside Effiong maybe, instead of the one target man, which they've been playing with so far. Effiong will have a strike partner up there this time around. Well, Woking tried to get it up to them that time, but Yeovil have cut that out. We're about halfway through this second half now, 68 minutes gone here at Hewish Park, and Woking pushing for an equaliser here. Might be able to find one as well. Walker's first action of the game is to put in a dangerous cross, and it's a corner for Woking.
Yeah, good play there by Walker and Gorman. Walker found some space. He ghosted in behind the defence, probably having 2 men up front, sort of disoriented Yeovil for a while, and he put in a hard cross which Yeovil scrambled away for a corner.
It's going to be Gorman who crosses this one in, right-footed from the right-hand side, and it's headed very easily away for Nuble. He was the first man, and it didn't beat him, I'm afraid. That was pretty close to handball, but Woking have got it here. This is Budeman driving forward, turns. Gorman can put the ball in the box, headed away by Jake Wannell, and then again from Josh Sims in the left back position. Out wide to Winter, as McGuckin falls to the floor. That's a good cross, and it's straight out to Buteman, who can hit it from there. Oh, it's a good block from Jake Wannell, just outside the 6-yard box. The Yeovil defender heads it away for another corner.
Yeah, and the Woking fans coming to life now. That was a ball in, was headed clear, got as far as Buteman, who struck it well, but it was very well cleared by Wannell. Keeper was behind, so but good pressure from Woking coming in now.
It was just inside the penalty area. Buteman had a bit of time to wind up for that one, as the ball was bobbling around, and Wannell did well to put himself in the right position there, right in front of his own goalkeeper. It's going to be another corner now to Woking on the far left hand side, into the box, and it's that was close to Effiong. It was Effiong. He was not free in the box, but he did get his head on it, and that's gone just wide of the goal for a goal kick.
Nuble's day is over.
He has been playing up on the right wing, if you like, and today, and he's the captain as well. I'm not sure he's given the armband to, but he's going to go off.
Coming on is number 23, Michael Smith.
And it's going to be a defensive change, because Northern Irishman Michael Smith is going to come on to the pitch. So it's going to be a back 5 now, with Don Bernard, Michael Smith, Finn Cousin-Dawson, Jake Wannell and Josh Sims playing across the back. Jarvis is going to be very lonely up front now, with no wingers. We're going to have Cooper, McGavin, McGurk behind him, McGuckin. Gavin McGurk and McGuckin have been causing us some problems, I've got to say, but anyway, they've been causing Woking a few problems as well on the pitch, but they'll be the ones in midfield. But a shape change for Yeovil. They do change formation fairly often, actually, and it doesn't seem to have been disrupting them too much, but they are winless since the middle of December. At the moment, they're just 20 minutes away from getting their first 3 points since the 14th of last month. Meanwhile, you might have heard that, just over 3,000 here at Hewish Park. Good attendance on a cold January afternoon.
It is over 3,000 and well over 200 Woking fans, which is a good show from the Woking fans who've done the journey down to the West Country. 213
we've just had confirmation of, so well done to all of those who've made it this afternoon in pretty bleak conditions, I've got to say. I can't imagine how many of us were expecting a game this afternoon, but we're very pleased to have one of only 2 National League matches happening here this afternoon. It's probably a good, given the winter we've had. I think some teams are going to have a very congested spring, to be honest, with rescheduled fixtures. So it's good that Woking can get this game out of the way, for want of a better phrase, and they don't have such congestion that other teams might later in the season. Here comes Yeovil again. They're not sitting back just yet. Here's McGurk, Sean McGurk, working his way into the box, right-footed. Oh, it's hit the post. It just skims the post and goes wide of the goal. He worked his way onto his right foot, cut in just inside the penalty area, curled a nice shot, diving away to his left. Wu Yaskalainen wasn't going to make it, but the ball didn't quite curve enough, and it skimmed the post, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and we had a great view of that, didn't we? And it was great work there by McGurk, and just waiting for that ball to curl in, but it didn't.
We were in the perfect position for that, but not quite not on that occasion for Sean McGurk. Askelainen, I don't think, was going to make it either. He's a big lad, but I don't think he was quite going to make it. This is Walker, meanwhile, in the penalty area for Woking, cuts onto his left arm. Oh, he's got it! Walker gets the shot away eventually, I think. Or was it Andrews, maybe, who came steaming into the box? He certainly cut onto his left, did Walker, in the penalty area. It was a very quick break forward, right from the back to the front, in a way they haven't done all afternoon. But finally, they're level. After 74 minutes, it's Yeovil 1, Woking 1.
Well, perfect goal, perfect riposte from Woking, and really beautifully taken. And well done to Woking. And now it's game on for this last 20 minutes.
Well, I think Walker got the last touch, but he wasn't the one wheeling away in celebration. So it could have been any number of them, to be honest, but Lewis Walker, I think, is being credited with the goal. I think 2 of them might have been kicking it at the same time.
Well, I saw that Walker did the hard work. He certainly got the ball, cut inside, persevered, used his strength, but I thought Walker scored, but then it's just been announced as Aidan O'Brien, so
I don't know who scored, to be honest with you. Woking have scored, that's the important thing. It's 1-1 with about 20 minutes to go. I could have been sure Walker scored that, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Who are we to say? It'll all come out in the wash.
It certainly will. Well, Woking are level again. Can they go on and find their first away win since August? It would be a huge comeback victory if they could. But Yeovil have got something really to think about now, especially since they've just brought on Michael Smith in place of Frank Nubli. That is a undisputably defensive change, and now all of a sudden they might have to think about this last 15 minutes a bit differently.
Yeah, that's what managers and coaches are there for, isn't it? To think on their feet, make these decisions, and I'm sure both management teams are now deep in thought, deep in conversation. And now we have the Yeovil fans getting only mildly on the back of their team, saying get on with it. They're desperate for Yeovil to get back into this game.
According to my phone, Lewis Walker is being credited with the goal.
I think that's probably fair from what I saw. It's only the announcer on the PA that I suddenly thought, really? But when it went to Aidan O'Brien.
It's making me doubt myself. Anyway, never mind.
It's called gaslighting, isn't it?
It's Boston 2, Ebbsfleet 1, by the way, in the other National League game going on this afternoon.
Poor Ebbsfleet can't buy a win, can they?
They're just on 9 points at the moment. That's an average of 1 point every 3 games. Having a difficult season. They'll be the greatest of all great escapes if they could survive this year. Looks like they are set for relegation, I'm afraid. Peterman brought down the middle of the park and then stepped on by Charlie Cooper, former Woking player. He's lashed out as well at Andrews, but now here come Yeovil. Oh, that was tripped. McGuckin tripped by Kean Harris, but no, the referee says no, and the Yeovil fans are furious. I can see their point as well. Here come Woking. This is end-to-end stuff now. The game has really been brought to life in these final 20 minutes. The crowd right into this game. And I think that Yeovil quite unlucky there not to get a free kick. McGuckin still down in the opposition half.
I think at the very least it was a tangle of legs. Whether it was a deliberate foul, to be honest, I would probably have said yes, but the referee didn't see either, and Woking came away with the ball and now on the front foot. And that will just, if Yeovil are aggrieved the referees, that will just add fuel to.
It's not the general play. They don't think there's some sort of conspiracy.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that onto them, but they do certainly feel that some of the big decisions have not gone their way this season.
I think most teams obviously feel that, don't they? But I think certainly, and Woking have had several games where there have been several very big decisions that have gone against. But no, I think that, to me, that was a Yeovil free kick. But anyway, we move on.
We certainly do. That might have been offside. It was. Effiong just drifting. It's not quite been in this game as much as recent ones. Effiong, for whatever reason, he's been a target man, but he's not had any chances at goal or anything. Couldn't quite get the ball there. He actually came off from an offside position, and so Yeovil have taken their free kick, and they're now being urged on by their fans to build a little bit more quickly. This game all of a sudden has got a bit of life in it. 1-0 now on the left hand side, booted forward towards Sims, who's made a great run from the left back position. Akinola has got the ball this time, though. He's got it away only as far as Jarvis. Chucks it back towards Cooper, who does win the ball. That was half-hearted from O'Brien, who's now out of position himself. Here come Yeovil, right hand side, overlap coming in as well. It's going to be into the box, straight at the keeper though. If that wasn't deflected, that was a poor cross.
Yeah, I think it was a poor cross.
I was trying to be fair.
And frustrating for Yeovil supporters, but no, what Woking mustn't do is go back into their shells as they were in the first half. I think that was pragmatic in the first half to keep it tight, but another disputed free kick there.
He fell over quite easily, Effiong, but it probably was a foul.
Yeah. But no, Woking need to keep on the front foot and see what it brings them. A draw here would be a very creditable afternoon's work.
Certainly would. Neil Ardley's unbeaten run as Woking manager set to continue if this result holds in the last 10 minutes. We're approaching the 80th minute now. Floodlights certainly required here at Heritage Park, where Yeovil are level again with Woking. Aaron Jarvis's header in the stoppage time of the first half put them in front for about half an hour or so, but Lewis Walker with O'Brien sort of at the same time managed to get the ball into the net from just inside the penalty area for Woking about 5 minutes ago, and so we are level at 1-1. Ollie Wright now on the ball as Yeovil look to rebuild from their defence. Charlie Cooper drops deep in the midfield, puts out a nice ball to McGurk. That was handball from Chickson to control, but they've not been given it, and here comes Effiong coming into the box, onto his left foot, right foot again, it's blocked, and it's going to be a Woking corner.
Yeah, and the handball not given, and or the asserted handball not given, and a corner now to Woking, and that was Effiong in the area where it can cause real damage. He holds the ball, and you sometimes wonder how he keeps the ball, but he does, and more often than not will fashion something, and there he got a shot in, but he was diverted away for a corner.
Woking are right in this match now. Can they steal a winner in the last 10 minutes? It's going to be Gorman who takes from the right hand side. There's nobody in the penalty area at the moment, but they're all going to rush in at once by the looks of things. Here they go. Effiong being held. It's steaming in. Oh, and is it in? No! Oh, off the line! That seemed to bobble towards the goal mouth for no reason at all, and Yeovil have got it off the line. Woking were inches away from a second goal there, and now they're going to get a free kick over on the left hand side near the touchline, but how on earth did that nearly go in?
Huge stroke of luck for Yeovil there. The header came in and it sort of bobbled along the line, and I think a few half-hearted hands went up for that it was actually over the line, but not to be. I mean, do we have another substitution? Oh no, that's just a substitute warming up.
Yes. Yeovil have only had one so far. So, plenty more.
Certainly on the front foot at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And with less than 10 minutes to go, they'll be thinking more about stealing this rather than hanging on for a point. Although, as you say, it would be a good point if they would be able to. Let's see. They've got this free kick right near the touchline on the left-hand side, about halfway into Yeovil's half. It's going to be crossed in towards Effiong. It's over his head though, and in towards the keeper. That wasn't a great set piece, and muscled to the floor there was Sean McGurk, or he certainly felt he was, by Ben Winter, the right back, but nothing given. Chickson comes right the way from the back of the fence to try and rebuild something, but no, it's stolen away, and Yeovil will gain possession again. I very nearly won the ball back, Woking, but they have now finally. Oh, Ben Winter there was far too relaxed. Josh Sims stole it off him, and Yeovil feel another decision has not gone their way there, as Woking are given the throw, and Yeovil make another substitution.
Yeah, Ben Winter almost got out there.
17, Sean McGurk.
And it's Sean McGurk who's been so bright this season who is going to come off.
Coming on is number 11, Jacob Maddox.
He's replaced by Jacob Maddox, who only joined the club from Forest Green Rovers on Tuesday. He's spent some time in Portugal in his career and other places as well, but now he's making his first appearance in an attacking midfield role, I would expect, for Yeovil Town. We'll see where he drops into in these next few moments. He seems to be out on the right wing so far, as Aaron Jarvis has got a lot of support up front. Sims has sort of moved forward almost into a left wing position. McGuckin is almost playing up front with Jarvis. They're both running onto this one, but Akinola is there. Here's Andrews. He will head it back to Gorman, and now chuck forward to Effiong. That's Walker challenging for the ball, can't quite get it. Andrews will recycle it for Woking. 6 minutes of normal time remaining here at Hewish Park before inevitable stoppages, although there probably won't be that many. That's a sliding tackle from the back from Adam Chickson, but Yeovil have got the ball anyway. Maddox gives it to Cooper on the inside channel. Right hand side now for McGavin, who's got a chance to give it out wide there but doesn't. Now finally they do get, oh, he's fallen over the ball though, I'm afraid there, as Michael Smith, and it's going to be a corner to Yeovil.
Yeah, it looked dangerous, and then he slipped over, and then but I think Chickson went over to snuff out the danger, and perhaps Harris, and then gave away the corner. Chickson it was, I think.
That's going to be the first chance for Yeovil for a while, actually. It's been all Woking these last 10 minutes, culminating in that Lewis Walker finish to Jora's level. Into the box, chipped in, and nicely headed by Effiong. He's come back from the striker's position to defend that one. Lots of pressure on Yeovil, and they're forced to go right back to the halfway line, and the fans are not pleased about that.
No, they've gone from having their own corner to playing it back to their own keeper just outside his penalty area. They
do prefer to go right the way back and then sort of rebuild again. Tom Bernard doing that now on the left-hand side. Cooper as well. There seems to be a bit of a disconnect, to be honest, between the defenders who want to build from the back and the strikers who just want the ball lobbed up to them, really. But
yeah, there's quite a bit of discontent there. Bernard, Carter, all sort of looking exasperated.
Now McGavin's got some space. This is the advantage of having such an open midfield. He can drive forward, and he is inside the Woking half. This is Maddox out wide now over to the right hand side, crossed in, not quite. Is it going to go out for a corner, or is it going to be saved? It's very well done from Chickson, who hits the ball against Josh Sims on the opposite side, and he's offside, actually, Josh Sims, and he's unfortunately let it bounce off him and go out for a goal kick. Just under 4 minutes to go. This is all three results are very much possible here.
They are, and it's been an entertaining second half, hasn't it? It's been the crowd has been fired up, and both teams working, certainly needing to be more ambitious.
It's 2-2, by the way, in the other National League game this afternoon between Boston and Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet might well get their 10th point of the season. Woking, meanwhile, given a free kick just inside the Yeovil half. Wonder if they can do something with this. It's going to be Gorman, who I think is going to take it here. Quite an attacking shape as well, in terms of the way that the Woking players are set up. Gorman's pretty much the final man, and he's taking the free kick from about a third of the way into the Yeovil half. Only Chickson's behind him. The other 8 of them are lined up in a line dictated by the Yeovil defence. Gorman in towards Effiong, but he stopped running. Yeovil able to get it away only as far as Chickson, who gives it back to the free kick taker Dale Gorman. Crossed out wide to Ben Winter, who loses the header with Josh Sims, but it's very relaxed again there. And Woking have got the ball. Peterman very cleverly played it against Brett McGavin there, and he won them a throw-in, I should say. The subsequent attack snuffed out pretty quickly, though. Sims on the left-hand side tries to get it up the left-hand side, but that's out for a throw-in as well. Still 1-1 here at Hewish Park, and the Woking fans not giving Yeovil the ball back, especially quickly. He's got it now. Don Bernard's going to take the throw.
That's where you want a school teacher going. It's your own time you're wasting.
Yes. You can tell the Woking fans are seeing this more as a hang on for a point kind of final few minutes, rather than go for three.
I think it would be another game on an unbeaten run. I think it would be a good result, obviously hoping for the win. And Woking, certainly they're keeping pressing. They're not going back into their shell.
It's only going to be a few minutes of added time at the end here, by the way. They haven't had too many stoppages in this second half, unlike the first, which ended up having 6 minutes added on. Can they find a winner? Here is the goal scorer, Lewis Walker, gives it to Andrews. Now Walker's got it back again, the middle of the park, gives it to Effiong, back to goal, spinning through. O'Brien can't get through the Yeovil defence, and they'll come back away with it. Cooper's gone down very, very easily indeed, and it's not a free kick. The referee not falling for that one.
No, I think that would have been falling for it. I think it was a ball had long gone.
He was definitely trying to buy that free kick. Oh, Effiong being climbed all over there, and he's not going to get the ball on this occasion. It's going to be out to the right hand side for Cian Harries, who hasn't had a lot to do in these last 15 minutes or so, but they've got the ball now, the Woking defence. There's a bit of urgency here. Gorman back to Akinola. Harries on the left hand side. Up towards Walker again. He can receive the ball right footed. Now turns inside, but nice tackle there from Maddox on his debut for Yeovil, and he is able to win the ball back. Mick Messi in the middle of the park. Here goes Effiong. He's on the right hand side, murking his way into the penalty area, back onto his left foot, but it's just snuffed out, and Woking are going to get a throw in right in the corner.
Yeah, again didn't fall there for Ini Effiong. Trying to fashion an opportunity for a shot, scrambled away by Yeovil. But I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised by Woking's ambition. I mean, just a few minutes ago, Chickson was way up the pitch as a left back, you know, looking to make something happen. And
positive intent from the visitors with 5 minutes of stoppage time now being played. Into the penalty area. Oh, and Effiong there was pretty close to a game-winning opportunity. Back towards the penalty area now. Ben Winter trying to win it. Buderman back towards O'Brien, back towards Effiong, who might be onto this. No, it's going to be Ollie Wright who collects it. And Woking starting to knock on the door with just 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining.
Yeah, they are. At the moment, they're the team showing the attacking intent.
They're certainly building quicker than Yeovil at the moment. See what the side in green, the home side, can do in these last few minutes to try and steal a winner. Josh Sims on the left hand side moves inside now. Don Bernard's out to his left, but he doesn't choose to go to him. Goes inside, and they've lost the ball here, but Woking have lost the ball almost as quickly. That was pretty careless. Here come Yeovil again. Jacob Maddox on his debut pulls back again to McGavin, into Charlie Cooper, who's got Bernard. He's going to give it to Wonnell instead, who eventually gives it to Don Bernard. Now Sims is showing for him, but it's going to be backwards, and there needs to be some urgency now from Yeovil with this amount of time remaining. Brett McGavin gives it out wide again, cutting inside. There's a lot of space in the middle of the park here for someone like Cooper, who was showing for it there, but he's not going to get it. They're going to continue plugging away down the right. Maddox now had the chance to give it back to Michael Smith, but didn't. And they are being very slow in build-up here. Cooper again. Now he's being crowded by defenders. Here's Maddox. Wonnell's in a load of space there at centre-back. Good pass from Maddox into Jarvis. He gets it back again. Sims, left-hand side. Wants someone on his left. Bit of space being opened up down there. Bernard's going to collect it as he stumbles over the ball. And they're going backwards again. Here's Finn Cousin-Dawson. Gives it to Cooper, the deep line midfielder. And eventually, after a long, slow build-up, they've lost the ball. Well, that was rather wasteful for Woking. They didn't capitalise at all.
I think it was Aidan O'Brien. I don't think he had very far to go, really. Not many options on.
And Kieran McGuckin, in his first match on return to Yeovil Town, is going to be brought off as well here. He only rejoined on Tuesday and has made his 7th appearance of the season. He is off though, as they try and search for a winner. Here they come again, Yeovil. Jarvis there was being manhandled around, but he's still got it. Maddox now moves inside to McGavin. Can move out wide maybe to Bernard. No, he turns back to his right hand side. He's being held all the way by Buterman, who's giving a turn off by the ref, but no free kick. Here comes Jake Wonnell striding forward from centre back. Here's McGavin again, can strike from there, right footed. Oh, moves on to his left, tries it right again. Here goes Maddox, he's tripped just outside the penalty area. No free kick, says the referee. No penalty either. Here comes Woking on the right hand side again, hoofed up to Effiong, who's beaten in the air by Finn Cousin-Dawson very nicely indeed. And now we're into the final minute of stoppage time. It really is last chance saloon for either of these teams who want to win this game. Wonnell gives it to Bernard. This needs to be quick for Yeovil. There's not much time remaining. Josh Sims now on the left hand side has got the ball, tries to beat his man. Ben Winter tries to come off over him. He's going to foul him in the box, is he? It's going to be a goal kick. Josh Sims went down in the box. He was being held by Ben Winter, but no penalty, says the referee.
Yeah, I think Winter was left a bit there, but he went down looking for, I think, to be honest, both of those incidents in the last minute, I think, have been, I wouldn't have given a penalty for either, I don't think. I think they've both been very harsh.
Some of the fans have decided that they've seen enough after that.
I think there's going to be a few boos at the end of this game from the Yeovil fans, but
I think that might be that. Let's see. 5 minutes of stoppage time have been played here at Hewish Park, but we continue. Effiong there tries to get the ball. Oh, and it's going to be full time. Boos ring out around the ground here in Somerset as Yeovil Town draw 1-1 with Woking. A good second half, certainly. Last half an hour, the game really came to life. End-to-end stuff in that stoppage time as well. There's arguing going on around the referees at the full-time whistle. Jacob Maddox believes he was fouled just on the edge of the penalty area with mere seconds remaining. I'm sure Josh Sims believes he was fouled for a penalty as well. But in the end, it's 1-1. Yeovil Town will have to deal with a point in their playoff push, and Neil Audley remains unbeaten as Woking manager.
Terrific performance by Woking to get something out of this game. They were quiet in the first half, steady, building from the back, and not doing anything too dramatic, and then to go behind. And in the second half, really picked up the pace, really picked up the ambition, made some good substitutions, and got back into this game. And I think 1-1, good draw for Woking. Keeps them unbeaten and keeps them moving up the league bit by bit.
The last half an hour was noticeably different, wasn't it, to the first hour, I would say. How do you think it was different for Woking just after half time, but especially in that last half an hour where they looked a lot brighter, they seemed a lot better?
Well, I think once they got level, the danger is that they would have dropped back and defended and settled on their laurels, but they didn't. They showed real ambition and were really pressing, albeit Yeovil had a very good last 3 minutes. Woking, for much of that last 15-20 minutes were on the front foot, so fully deserved draw. Great club Yeovil, great occasion, great atmosphere, and Woking move on.
They certainly do. They'll be playing in the National League Cup in midweek on Tuesday. That will be live on BBC Radio Surrey and online as always. BBC Radio Surrey giving you every Woking match full and live here on the BBC Sport website. But that is pretty much it from Hewish Park. It ends 1-1 between Yeovil Town and Woking. The other game ended in a draw as well between Boston and Ebbsfleet. That was 2-2. So it is draws all round in the National League here on Saturday afternoon. But here at Hewish Park it ends Yeovil Town 1, Woking 1.
Can I take